Cyborg in MMA. There's a female cyborg. Here we go.
I think Cyborg and Pitbull is two most commonly seen.
So we're watching it here now, and you see Cyborg, who's this fucking tank of a man, and Gordon Ryan, who's quite a physical specimen himself, but much younger guy. How long has Gordon been doing jiu-jitsu?
I believe it's between 6.5 and 7 years total now.
That's fucking crazy. And immediately he dives under, gets low, using butterfly guard. And so what he's trying to do, Gordon is trying to do what with Cyborg's legs?
The first thing that Gordon Ryan needs to do is establish inside position with his feet. If you, probably the single biggest starting point for any kind of Ashigarami-based game, if you want to remember anything about this, Joe, remember this. Whenever you go into leg locks, the person whose feet dominate the inside position will always dominate the Ashigarami game. That's the heuristic that I teach all of my students. Gordon Ryan has just established inside position.
Well, Cyborg just pulled him in, which is interesting. Cyborg literally pulled him in with his feet inside.
Yeah, but Gordon's feet were positioned in a way where they could only end up in the inside position. So that's the first thing. He's got to establish inside position with the feet. He knows damn well if his feet occupy the inside position, wherever they go, he's going to get to the Ashigarami, and his opponent won't be able to stop. Now, can we freeze it there?
Yeah, pause.
Okay, actually, can you go back a little bit? We've overshot just a little. Okay, right about here, okay? Initially, there's a battle going on here for inside foot position. Cyborg is an extremely well-trained and knowledgeable opponent, and he's doing a good job of trying to backstep with his left leg. He knows that if he keeps both of his feet on the left-hand side of Gordon Ryan's body, he will be able to prevent his opponent getting inside position. So he's doing the right thing. He's doing a good job here. Cyborg's not naive. He's, as you said before, he's a multi-time world champion. He's very, very good. He's not leg locking someone who doesn't understand what's going on. He knows what Gordon Ryan wants. There's a battle here for inside foot position. Cyborg is doing the right thing. He's going into a backstep. He's going to post his right hand on the floor and try and backstep out. Let's go just a little further forward into the video. Good. Freeze. Go back just a fraction. Just a little more. Okay. What does Gordon's right foot have?
His right foot, it looks like, it's hard to see here, but it looks like he's got
inside position with one foot. He's got inside position with one foot. The whole question is what's going to happen with Cyborg's left leg. Now we've got a battle between Gordon Ryan's left leg and Cyborg's left leg. Okay? How the battle goes from here will come down to one thing. Who wins that battle? Okay? Go forward just a little more. Hook. Stop.
Boom. Right away.
Okay, Gordon Ryan just won the battle. Essentially, at this point, the fight is over. The only question is, how long is it going to take? Why am I so confident? Am I an asshole? Am I saying this because I'm an asshole? No, I'm saying this because I know what's happening. I gave you one of the keynotes of the leg locking game already. I'll say it again because it's so important. The man whose feet dominate the inside position will always dominate the Ashigarami game. Now, the second. Whenever you go to attack someone's leg, 90% of the resistance on the leg you're attacking comes from the other leg. That's so important, I'm going to say it to you again. Whenever I go to attack my opponent's right leg, 90% of the resistance is going to come from his left leg. We talked about control. The foundational principle of control in leg locking is a principle I refer to as double trouble. Double trouble is a simple idea that if I control both of my opponent's legs, he no longer has the opportunity to use his second leg to defend the first. So the amount of trouble that you've put him in is literally doubled in a matter of seconds. Gordon Ryan has a hold of Cyborg's right leg with his left arm. And he has a hold of Cyborg's left leg with his legs. Why was I so confident that the match is over at this point? Because both of Cyborg's legs are now controlled by Gordon Ryan. He has just attained double trouble. Now, let's slowly advance the video. Do you see how Cyborg's legs are in a straight line? He's having a very, very hard time holding his base. There's the stop. Can you go back just a fraction? Right about here. Freeze. Okay. Our whole approach to jiu-jitsu is based around the idea of putting wedges around our opponent's body so that we can inhibit movement. A wedge functions just as a door stopper stops a door from moving in a breeze. Okay. The only thing better than a wedge is a reinforced wedge. That's where the wedge is locked in place by another part of your body. Gordon Ryan currently has inside position with the right leg. He has control of Cyborg's other leg with his arm, so both legs have some degree of control. But he's about to massively reinforce that control by locking a triangle or a sankaku around his opponent's leg. In order for that to happen, he's going to have to lift his hips slightly off the floor so that he can elevate over Cyborg's left knee. Watch the video. There's the elevation. There's the lock. Freeze. Freeze. Now he's got Cyborg's two legs in a straight line. That means Cyborg's only mechanism of posting or saving his balance is his left arm. That's all he's got left. At this point, the fight is done. Cyborg's right leg is controlled by Gordon Ryan's left arm. Cyborg's left leg is controlled by a reinforced wedge. The strength of both Gordon Ryan's legs are locked up in a triangle. Cyborg's actually a weight division heavier, I believe, than Gordon, but it doesn't matter. At this point, both hips are controlled. This is a full state of double trouble. Both legs controlled and a braking mechanism in place. There's an ashigarami on the leg. You can break someone from there. Cyborg knows his only method of not being finished is to keep his hips over Gordon Ryan's hips. So the next battle is, how is Gordon Ryan going to put Cyborg's hips on the ground? What's saving Cyborg is his left hand. Let's see how the battle goes. The battle just got lost. The hips went down. Why was it so easy? Stop. Why was it so easy?
I don't know. Tell me.
Do you see that right knee?
Yes.
That's what pushed him over. The right knee went into the pocket of Cyborg's left hip. That meant the directionality of force was slightly away from the one base of support that Cyborg had left, which was his left hand. So he got sat on his hips. Now go forward just a little. And freeze. What do you see, Joe?
In what do you want me to look at?
What do you
I see both legs are wrapped up.
Good. Be more precise.
Well, he has incredible control with his right leg. The way he's got his right leg and his left leg triangled. He's got the Cyborg's right foot tucked deep under his arm, and he also has the left foot in there as well. Good. So he's completely wrapped up with his legs and his arms.
Very good. Okay, let's bring in a few points here. First, if you want to immobilize a human being and prevent them from moving, one of the best things you can ever do is lock their legs together. You get a dangerous prisoner, what's the first thing you do? Handcuff his feet together and handcuff his hands together. He's no longer dangerous. Okay. Here, Cyborg is one of the most dangerous jiu-jitsu players in the world, but with two of his feet locked together, he's effectively neutralized. Okay. Perhaps most importantly, we've got a very interesting distinction here between what we call a primary and a secondary leg. Which leg is the ashigarami locked up on?
Well, he's got the left leg is what's triangled.
You just answered it. That's the ashigarami leg. We call that the primary leg. The ashigarami is locked on Cyborg's left leg. That's the primary leg. The other leg, remember our principle before, 90% of all resistance comes from the second leg. The arm controls the secondary leg, and the legs control the primary leg.
So the resistance from the secondary leg is pushing off and trying to separate the lock?
There's numerous things. He could pommel the foot, he could put his foot on the floor and turn, he could invert his body. There's 1,000 things he could do. But he's not doing any of them if you control that leg. That's the important theme. So Gordon Ryan's upper body, his left arm, controls the secondary leg, and his lower body, the ashigarami, controls the primary leg. As a result, what do you think of Cyborg's ability to move?
He's fucked.
He's completely nullified.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go a little further. Freeze. Now, Cyborg is doing all he can do. Movement has been taken away from him, so his only option is to fight the hands. Gordon Ryan understands that he has control of the secondary leg, but he needs to make a transition to the primary leg in order to break Cyborg. He's going to have to release the secondary leg. Now that's a scary thing. If you release the secondary leg, then your opponent can start defending himself again. So he's got to measure how he releases the secondary leg. So there's a battle for angle here. Cyborg is battling for the hands, but Gordon Ryan hasn't even started the hand fight yet. He's still in a control fight. His only interest is in holding the position. Go a little further. Freeze. Why did Gordon switch his right hand to the knee?
Well, that's the leg that can control.
That's the secondary leg.
The secondary leg, which can defend. I would imagine he's distracting him.
Mm-hmm. Why is Gordon Ryan's head leaning to the right-hand side?
I don't know why.
Because that's the side he needs to take Cyborg. If Cyborg turns his head to the other side, when Gordon Ryan releases the secondary leg, there's going to be a problem. There's a battle for angle now that no one sees. Gordon Ryan's head tells the whole story here. Let's go a little further. Freeze. Okay. Gordon Ryan is already beginning the transition to the primary leg.
The way he's got it locked up is just so horrific, too.
Yes.
The two of them crossed over each other.
Now, at some point, he's got to uncross the legs to get to the primary leg. Let's go a little further. Cyborg's still engaged in the hand fight. Now, Gordon's about to make his transition to the hand fight.
NBA fans, it's time to bring home the hoops action to the palm of your hand with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every get two
which is first episode's.
Freeze. Gordon Ryan's made the critical release of the secondary leg. This is where things start to get interesting. Cyborg has, perhaps tragically, sat on his right hip, which means he has no ability to use his secondary leg to escape. And because he's holding Gordon Ryan's arm, he has no ability now to invert his body and go into a turning escape. Now, Gordon Ryan just needs to release the right arm. Let's go further. Freeze. Go back just a hair. Okay, Gordon Ryan is about to release the secondary leg. Freeze right there. Now, very slowly take it forward. Watch Gordon Ryan's left elbow. Freeze. Why did he put the elbow there?
I don't know.
It's a wedge. It's immobilizing the leg he really wants to attack. He's switched his arm position from controlling the secondary leg, which he hasn't yet fully released, but he's put his elbow in front of the toes of the primary leg.
To keep that primary leg from extending.
Correct. And to be able to transition effortlessly into the lock. All he needs now is to release the right arm. Cyborg knows if he loses the right arm, the fight is lost. Continue. Gordon goes back to elbow position. Freeze, freeze. Go back just to here. Why did Gordon Ryan win the hand fight battle? Freeze. Cyborg is one of the strongest people in jiu-jitsu. He's got two hands on a guy in a weight division lower than him. Why can't he hold? Why did he lose the arm?
Why?
Watch Gordon Ryan's right elbow. What did you see?
Let me see that again. He's just lifting it up and pulling it away. What is he doing?
He changed the angle through the elbow. There's a grip over and a grip under. If you just pull, you'll never release the arm.
Right.
He changed the elbow position so that one grip was lost, and then a push-pull with the elbow and a slip. Once, continue forward now. He's got the left arm set as soon as the hands touch.
And Cyborg just taps before he even gets a chance to extend it because he knows the game's lost.
He knew the game was lost long before then.
That's pretty goddamn impressive.
Yes. And yet you'll see this with almost all of my students.
I have